Hello, everybody. I'm not sure if this is working or not. First time doing this. We're using a trial version of StreamYard, as you can see. We're going to have Kendrick Wilson join us for part 2. If you missed last night's episode, please go back and watch it. Lots of information in there. Basically, what we're talking about is Louisville, Kentucky, and things that are happening in Louisville. Again, I'm on software on a trial basis to see how this works. And thank you for watching. If anybody is out there, I'm not sure how this is all going to play out. Usually I have an idea when people are watching, but if you happen to be out there, somebody's out there, click, do something in the chat, just so I'll know if it's getting through and if I can see the chat, or if I need to have some kind of Lady Cat. Thank you. Hello. Okay. Thank you. So I don't need to be, I wanted to make sure that works. So I didn't need to be monitoring YouTube to see comments and chat. Thank you, Lady Cat. Hi, Sissy. Hi, Henry. Thank you all for being here. Again, Kendrick Wilson's going to be joining us for part 2 of an episode dealing primarily with Louisville, Kentucky. And speaking of Louisville, I want to start this episode out with mentioning that activist Quintez Brown, he is a community activist, has been missing since Saturday night. He also goes by the name Monarch. He has brown eyes, brown hair, about 5'10", I believe 180 pounds. Again, he's been missing since Saturday night. For those of you that are in Louisville, or if you know somebody in Louisville, let them know about this, if you would, please. We need to spread this word. He was driving a dark blue Nissan Sentra with Kentucky plate 8278K. And again, his name is Quintez Brown. I believe he's about 20 years old and a young activist in the Louisville area. And a search was underway earlier this evening. I don't know why. I'm sorry, it's not that I don't know why. I don't know how it turned out, if it turned anything up or not. But too many things happening to people in Louisville for those of us that care about what happens in Louisville not to spread this word as wide as we possibly can. Again, activist Quintez Brown has been missing since Saturday night. 20-year-old activist from Louisville. He was last seen at a swimming pool late Saturday afternoon, early Saturday evening. About 5'10", 20 years old, approximately 180 pounds. And he was last known to be driving a dark blue Nissan Sentra with Kentucky plate 8278K. So, okay, I'm going to go to the chat real quick here. Again, I wanted to start with that and just say hello to everybody. So P Power, I'm not black. Peace to you. Arvel, good to see you. God's Gladiator. Okay. If we have time, we'll get to that. Where's the dude that missing the red nose? I'm not sure what that means. Red nose. Oh, clown. Duh. Okay. Drink. Okay. Thank you, Sissy. Again, I haven't heard that either. I thought I would probably get a notification if something happened. And the 502 live streamers in Louisville, Maxwell Mitchell, of course, in my opinion, one of the absolute best live streamers in the nation. You've got Jason Downey, who does some streaming. He does some protection. He does a lot of things. Very versatile, entertaining young man that I've been trying to get on the program. And it's not he doesn't want to come on. It's just we haven't been able to work things out. Riot Heart. These people are always focused on the movement and the protesters, and you need to follow them if you're on Facebook. Riot Heart, Maxwell Mitchell, and Jason Downey. Riot Heart Media, actually, and Jason Downey. And since Kendrick's not here yet, I hope it all worked out. I hope that the link I sent is a correct link, and he comes on here in a few minutes, which I trust he will. But last night there were people mentioned in the episode we did. Brett Hankinson, who is a Louisville police officer. Sam Aguilar, who was on the Breonna Taylor defense team and who Kendrick did investigative work for. Some other attorneys that were on the defense team representing the family, and David Maurer and Summer Dickerson. And while I got a couple of minutes, I do not know Summer in the way that, we're friends or anything like that. Summer, number one, I have absolutely nothing negative to say about Summer Dickerson at all. Personally, she helped me. The first time I saw her was on a Sunday afternoon. She was trying to retrieve people's belongings that had been taken to a dump. When the Park of 6th and Jefferson was cleared out, and it was a rainy day. She was in pink boots and sorting through garbage, looking for people's things. So that was my introduction to Summer Dickerson. Shortly after that, I called her about coming on the program and doing an episode on the Women of the Well ministry that she had. We were going to do an episode. Something tragic happened. And those were the only two times that we communicated, other than I came to the park at 6th and Jefferson. And Summer introduced me first to Miss Rosie, who had a big old machete on her leg, but that's another story. And she introduced me around to the people that were there at Breonna Taylor Square. And the other 2 or 3 times that I went down there, I never had a problem because somebody there had known me because of Summer Dickerson introducing me. So that's my connection to Summer Dickerson. And again, I have absolutely nothing good or bad to say. David Maurer, when I hear David Maurer, the first thing I think of is Jason Downey, the live streamer I was telling you about, because David Maurer helped Jason Downey change his name legally to Jason motherfucking Downey. Pardon my French, but that is his legal name now. But David Maurer, all I saw was him arguing with police about violating protesters' rights or restricting protesters or things. I don't know anything beyond those two things. So I have nothing bad to say about them. I have nothing bad to say about really anybody in Louisville. I was told Tara Bassett hated me. And Tara Bassett, a live streamer, Tara Bassett hated me because I was not against Grandmaster Jay. And this was months, and this was back long time ago. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. And outside of that, as far as I know, and I don't have anything bad to say about Tara. She just hates me. Okay. from what I know, she does some wonderful work with animals, and kudos for that. I'm all for that. And when, if I think somebody hates me, I'm going to stay away from them. I'm going to avoid them. Life's too crazy. Yes, the Lion of Yah. I'm. Everybody's here. Kendrick's supposed to be here. I've got some stuff I want to talk about with him, and let me send a text and see if something's wrong on his end. But also, another thing I wanted to get cleared up was about the three things that we started the conversation with last night that I asked Kendrick about. The KKK shirt with Kwame, Kendrick, and Kanye on it, the Proud Boys shirt, and the meeting with the police cadet. And I've had a lot of people say, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that stuff? Where'd you get that stuff?" Okay, the KKK shirt I saw on Delta's broadcast. The encounter with the police cadet, I saw that on Darren's podcast. And the Proud Boys shirt, somebody had emailed me that picture a few weeks back. So those are the sources for those three things, just so that's all clear. Also, I wanted to clear up one more thing from last night's broadcast, and so this is kind of working out okay. Pardon me while I text Kendrick. Again, this is live, first time I'm doing it, and obviously I don't do interviews live. Normally, this was going to be the first one I was ever going to do. It might be the last one I ever attempt, and now you see why I don't do them live, just because things can happen. People said that Kendrick wasn't involved in protests in Louisville, and I understand why people said that, because there were a lot of different protests going on. The first couple of nights, I've seen footage of him involved. Okay. I'm almost 100% certain it was him. I wasn't there, but I've seen footage. Now, the actual meaningful continuing protests were all about Breeway. They were all based on 6th and Jefferson. And I did not see Kendrick in those. I didn't see him at Breonna Taylor Square when I was there. But two things can be true at the same time. He led protests, but he didn't lead any protests out of the Breeway section of or column of protesting or classification of protesting or whatever. Okay, so I've had some wow. Was not aware of that, sissy. Okay, well, he may not be coming on this. I said last night that, what we do and the things we talk about, they're on the internet, they're online. Stuff should stay online. But at the same time, it's not a game. The things have consequences. And anybody that's watched this show for any length of time know my number one function is peace. It's peace. And yeah, Okay. Um, I don't think I have. I don't think I have anything to be. If there's whatever's going on, I haven't done anything illegal, and I don't have any clout. That's the other thing I kept getting is you know it's all about clout chasing. I don't have clout. I've got maybe 500 people that watch an episode. And don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for the viewers I have, but I have a niche. I have this. Um, I have my own lane kind of, and so there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of clout to take. Um, Hello, Katie Spade. Thank you for watching. Um, Peace, big deal. That's not a truth. Sure, it is a truth. Absolutely, it's my truth anyway. That's what I work for in any situation. I work for peace, and oh my gosh, um, I I have no idea. I'm going to do this for a few more minutes. James Denny, thank you, my man. Great to see you. Welcome. And welcome, Jay Morgan. Thank you, Summer. And again, I'd love to have you come on and talk about the ministry. Um, the tragedy that happened when we were supposed to do this months and months ago, and um, I pop on Summer's lives every once in a while just to see what she's up to. Normally, she's sitting in her car talking with women in need, so I don't stay on the feeds. But I respect the work you're doing, Summer. And again, I would love to have you on here and talk about the efforts you're putting forward. Um, uh, Kendrick called me probably, I don't know the exact time. He called me earlier this afternoon and made sure everything was a go. And okay, all right. And I haven't heard from him. I'm relatively certain. Knuckles, my man, good to see you again. Um, Thank you. Oh my God, Summer. Yeah, in a couple of weeks we'll get together. I kind of have a feeling a lot of stuff may be brewing in Louisville at the moment. Um, Again, we started out with activist Quintez Brown. Quintez Brown, a 20-year-old, 5'10", 180 pounds. Last seen at a swimming pool in the late afternoon or early evening. Was driving a dark blue Nissan Sentra with Kentucky plates 8278K. He has been missing since Saturday. His family and his friends and fellow activists are very concerned. They did a search of some areas tonight, and hopefully, I haven't heard they turned up anything, but hopefully, when something does turn up, it's a positive nature and not in a negative. He's still missing. Okay, all right. So, anybody have any questions or anything for me while we're here? This is a good test of that I can actually do a live, and I'm glad I'm doing that. But I'm kind of concerned about everything that's going on with the rumors that Darren, Delta, and Kendrick have all been arrested. Um, That's a little, I don't know. He was live 2 hours ago. Okay, well, anyway, I guess we probably don't have anything left to talk about, or else he would be here, or it's a technical difficulty on my end. And if that's the case, I apologize, but I just texted him a few minutes ago, and I would think if, he was trying to get on and couldn't, he'd have gotten a hold of me. So I'm just going to assume that that he's going to be a no-show, and I hope all three of them are well. I hope all three of them are okay. The coincidences of the comments. I hope everybody's okay, and I wish nobody ill or it's a crazy world. I always say it's a dark world, and it is. It's an incredibly dark world, but it's a crazy world too. And okay. I'm not discouraged. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Galaxy TB Green. Thank you, Henry. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I'm not discouraged at all. I'm a little baffled. I thought we had a really good conversation last night, and I caught a lot of heat for it. I caught a lot of heat over that episode, and from people I care about. And my thing was, okay, maybe he's braggadocious, maybe he's name dropping, but if just 25% of what he's saying is true, it needs to get out there, because some things need to be brought to light. Now, if he's just, if it's all just a big mirage, and it's, he's just trying to bring other people down unnecessarily, then, I'm glad he didn't show up, and I don't want to be part of it. So with that said, I hope it was all my fault. I hope it was a technical difficulty, and we can do it again sometime. Oh my gosh. Henry, I am created. Okay. Actually, I wasn't even going to say anything about this, but some people in the Green Party in Indiana reached out to me about running for Senate in 2022. And it just, yeah. We've got to, this is a topic for a totally different episode and a totally different show, but we have to make a third party significant. And I'm not sure which third party it should be. But one of the big problems in our country, one of the most, and it's going to be one of the hardest to solve, but it's one of the biggest, is the duopoly of the political parties. Just having two political parties for a country so vast and so diverse. Two parties doesn't do it. I hear constantly, I don't vote because it's just choosing the worst of two evils, or I hate voting for the lesser of two evils. And I totally get it. Believe me, I totally get it. Those that watch the program, I've touched a little bit on my political experiences. And those of you that know, I'm not in love with either political party. we need diverse. We need more choices. We need more options, and we'll talk about that coming up in the future. That's what Maja Box. Thank you for coming on. That's what I try to do with this show. I try not to tell people what to think. I just kind of did there in that little diatribe about needing more political parties. But the basic theme behind the show is just giving you things to think about, not telling you what to think or how to think, but just putting information out and giving you things to think about. And that's what we did with Kendrick last night. We had an episode, and I let him speak all of his truths on everything that I asked him. He answered, and it's up to individuals to decide, was he telling the truth? Was he not? Was he partially telling the truth? Was the whole thing a giant mirage? Time will tell. And again, I hope that none of us, wait a second. I hope, okay. I hope nobody is in jail. I hope nobody is going, doing anything offline. No real world stuff. Okay. Over an internet feud, no real world stuff over an internet feud. There's too much real world stuff going on. That silliness and it doesn't lead to peace. And I wouldn't be sitting in front of a banner that said "End all racism" if I wasn't about anything other than peace. So coming up on 8:30. So it's been a half an hour, and I'm just going to say thank you all for watching, and I'll probably do this again sometime, but I need to be a little more prepared. I need to have some stuff lined up if I'm going to do it. And I do lives like this on occasion. So, but I'll probably do lives with guests, and not get discouraged, as someone had said earlier. So, Purple Party is necessary with the idea of financial equity, less focus on industrial complexes, truth in education, and addressing issues of home, over, and foreign involvement. Can't disagree with any of that. So, Cryptonomics, welcome. Kendrick did not show up. Again, it may be my fault. And actually, I'm going to send one more. I'm going to send the link one more time here and give it like 5 more minutes. Hang with me here, please. Or, if you don't, I totally understand that. But let me just drop this just to make sure. And all right. So that is done. I don't know what that looked like while all that was going on. The first 2 things I was going to ask him was, somebody said something about the feds got on his phone and deleted texts, and asked me to ask about that. And then somebody said, a few people said, When they said going to jail, they were going to kill you. Who is they? Cops, inmates, guards? Who do you think is going to kill you? So it wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't like we were going to have an honest conversation, as we have had. We've had a couple on the phone. I understand he's played them online. And so, okay, I'm not sure what some of the initials are for, but that's okay. All right. Well, let me see. Anything that I can just kind of toss out? Yeah, there's something I can toss out here for a couple of minutes, just for a couple of minutes. We are in an internet world, and I've often wondered, would Martin Luther King Jr. have become what Martin Luther King Jr. became in an internet world? Would it have been so much trying to tear down that he wouldn't have been able to rise up? Anybody have any thoughts on that? I know it's kind of, off the wall, kind of out there, but that was one of the last things I was going to talk to Kendrick about. And yes, you think he would? Okay. All right. I kind of think he would too, because there are people that when they talk, they are, or you feel they are so legitimate and so passionate and driven that that you hear them and believe them. And while there are reports that he regrets some of the paths he took, he and John F. Kennedy were two of the most powerful leaders I've ever seen. And we were fortunate enough to have them at the same time. And while I wonder what might have happened had Martin Luther King been trying to do what he was doing then, had he been trying to do it now in the internet age, I've often wondered too what the world might have been like with 6 years of John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King working together. We may not have gotten any further than we are now. And it's a damn shame we're where we're at. Okay, let's make that abundantly clear. And my generation that were the peaceniks and were the hippies and the yippies and the ones right. I was kind of just right after that. We thought everything was okay. We thought everything was solved. We thought, everything was cool until, for me, it was Trayvon Martin. When the Trayvon Martin thing happened, I was like, this feels like the stuff that was going on in the 60s that people were getting away with. And then Michael Brown and I don't know how in the world, well, I know everybody in the world woke up with George Floyd. When the George Floyd incident happened, everybody woke up. But some of them woke up and didn't like didn't like what they saw in the way of the demands for equality. And while we are in a hot summer, and while there is going to be violence from different levels directed at different people, and sometimes just randomly directed, small incidents can lead to major horrific things. And there's enough of that in the real world that internet feuds, internet feuds need to be fake and for the and to try to get viewers. That's what internet feuds need to be. Fighting over something stupid and everybody watching it, because people love to see arguments. They love to see fights. I spent time in radio, okay? And I did a morning show for a long time, and I got to know a lot of people in radio. And I've got a friend that is still in radio. And after I got out, he would call me and have me come on his show just so we could argue. And then, he'd call me and he'd say, "What do you think about this?" And I'd say, "Well, this is what I think." He said, "Okay, I'm going to take the other side." And I'd call him and we'd yell at each other, and then we'd go off the air and he'd say, "Okay, I'll see you Saturday and buy you beer." And it was fake, but that's what talk radio is about, is screaming and yelling at each other. And that's what collects viewers here online, is screaming and yelling at each other. And I just go in a different lane, and I'm cool with it. I'm good with it. I'm happy with it. Most of the time, because I'm in the lane I'm in, I don't have to deal with no-shows or threats or heat or smoke or mess. So I'm fine with the lane I'm in. And of course, you need to be led. No, man. Hustler. Okay. Oh, you wasn't talking to me. You were talking to the line of Yah. You don't want to talk to the line of Yah like that. I forget where I was at now. The lane I'm in, I'm good with, and I stay in it. I do. I stay in it. I don't go where I'm not supposed to go. Don't go where I'm not wanted. An example being Tulsa. The event in Tulsa that the Black Guns March in Tulsa. I knew about it for months, but didn't say anything about it because I didn't want it to appear that I was doing anything to try to deter it or stop it or anything like that. It was one of those things where the best thing a white guy can do is get out of the way. And that's what I did. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm not sure what's going to happen the rest of the week now. I'm going to be doing some investigating on some things, and probably just going to take tomorrow night off and come back Thursday and Friday probably, and maybe even do a live Friday, again, depending on how things work out and what happens. But Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central and 5 on the West Coast, I'm going to be doing something I've only done one other time. I'm going to be going on another platform and doing an interview. And OC the Great and I are going to have a conversation. So if you don't see me between now and then, look for me at 8 o'clock Sunday on OC the Great's platform. as we're going to have a conversation I really look forward to. I respect his work. I respect what I know of him as a man and as a person. And I really look forward to having a conversation, and a conversation I think a lot of people will want to hear. So until then, thank you all for watching, sincerely. I love you all. I do. And it is a dark world. Do try to be a light. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Peace. Namaste. Shalom. Salam. Blessings upon each of you. If you're a fellow Christian, may the Lord Jesus Christ, the true Son of the one and only living God, may he bless and keep you. Until next time, don't be a doofus. I love you all. Peace.